If you were to ask people what their favorite album of all time was, a lot of them would probably say something like, "Who listens to things by album? Everything's either on the radio or on Spotify playlists, you degenerate freak." And this is mostly because who actually commits themselves to memorizing all the albums by certain artists? It's way easier and much more common to simply vibe. Do I have any evidence of this? No. But whatever. All of this to say that my favorite album of all time, which is one of like 10 total albums that I can actually name, is the Living Tombstone 01. Yeah, that's right, the Living Tombstone. They made the Freddy Fazbear Har 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 songs. Although they had original singles before 01, such as Love I Need and My Ordinary Life, they had never put out a full-length album, let alone of original music. They are my favoriteest band in the world, and a huge font of inspiration and damnation for me, so I decided I should do what people always do when they love something a lot. Give their unwarranted opinion about it to strangers on the internet. I'm gonna be ranking the 10 songs on 01 from least cool to most swagger because I have free will. I also want to preface this by saying that I love all these songs, and art is subjective. Just because I think something isn't good doesn't mean it actually sucks. I not only legitimately think every one of these songs is super awesome, but I wholeheartedly believe that if something was made with intent and emotion, which this album frickin' radiates, it's awesome in swag and deserves all the best things. That being said, here's how I'm ranking them. I'm putting them in the order of quality that I believe to be at for the most part, but I'm incredibly biased, so don't think I'm going off of like production value or something. Some songs may be higher just because I think they're super poggers, and some might be lower because I feel like they personally wronged me. I'm also going to include the part of the song that I think is the best because I think it's important you all hear how awesome the Living Tombstone is. Now, without further ado, at the number 10 spot. The third song on the album, but last on the list, is Can't Wait. It's a song about feeling like you're ready to give up, like life has nothing else to give you, so you coast along and wait until it's over, i.e. death. Echoing over and over in your head, because surely it's easier than the monotonous daily life full of unmet expectations. I'm sure any of us have felt this way, even when it feels unwarranted or undeserved. This song is super relatable and does a great job at portraying its message. So why is it last? While the lyrics are great, this song feels the most underwhelming of the album. Maybe that's the point and I'm just being a wiener about it, but I feel like with the vocals and instrumentals, it doesn't have that much going on. The vocal performance is good, but there's not a lot of variance in the verses and choruses, and the bridge feels a little lackluster as well. It acts like it's going to build into something bigger, but then throws you into another chorus that's the same as the last few, with an unwarranted repeat. It unfortunately falls victim to one too many choruses syndrome, which makes it just a tad too skippable. I very badly want to talk about the reloaded version of this song, but I'll save that for another video and move on. The best part of the song is this verse, where I feel the vocals really shine.
Sleeping, I'm wasting my 20s. Maybe I'll quit and just work at a Wendy's. This is the way we talk.
01 is a great album. 01 is also a great song. As the album's title song, and seventh in all, it tells the story of the protagonist breaking himself out of the rut that the previous song showcased by putting on a mask and becoming 01, a new entity that is more powerful and full of life than he is. As the album's title song, and seventh in all, it tells the story of the protagonist breaking himself out of the rut that the previous song showcased by putting on a mask and becoming 01, a new entity that is more powerful and full of life than he is. The beginning starts so swaggly with epic vocoder verses that are a staple of TLT's music. Really takes you back to the pre-Sam Haft and FNAF days. Not that Sam Haft isn't epic, it's more the nostalgia. And then it throws you into some rap verses that, they're not bad, they're just not great. Like, I know for a fact these people can do rap excellently. Like, listen to Trapped for a second.
It's a scar. They're calling me extreme, but what the hell does that make what they are? I'm chasing shadows in the dark. I'm chasing all the fallen feathers in the park. A raven saying nevermore. They're paving over secrets held forevermore. I'll master hell, so what do I need heaven for? He could not save us.
This is definitely a matter of personal preference, but I often wonder what it could have been like had the verses been sung instead. Still by Sam Haft, of course. This song is a lot of super banger parts, with some like mid parts sprinkled in between, but there's a place where it truly wronged me. Like, killed my family and my dog in an alley and then desecrated their corpses. What beat drop? What beat drop? There is no beat drop! You can't promise a beat drop and then not give me one. How could you do this to me? Every time I hear that, I just sigh. Like, it saddens me so deeply. The Living Tombstone has made so much epic dubstep and some really crazy beat drops. Like, listen to this.
The girl that was meant to be with me. There's something wrong with me.
back to square one.
Just do that again! I know you can do it. I know you know how! Please, I'm begging you. Otherwise, pretty good song. Here's the best part. I wonder if any of these songs will end up in the same spot they're at in the album. Anyway, Fly Home. It's the 9th song on the album. Fly Home portrays the isolation that comes with true freedom. By this point in the album, the protagonist is doing what he wanted to do the entire time and wondering if it was worth it, abandoning friends, family, and any semblance of a normal life for fame and stardom. Thematically, this song feels similar to My Ordinary Life, a TLT release from 3 years prior. The vibes are different though, so don't think I'm calling it repetitive. I am, but for different reasons. This song is great. The vocals with layered effects meant to sound like a phone call back home was something that flew over my head until just recently, and is now one of my favorite aspects of the song. It actually reminds me of Alastor's Game, which is one of my favorite songs of all time. It's on my inspiration playlist.
Alastor a call to make a deal, because you're hungry for the sights, you wanna see them.
The only gripe I have with it is that it goes on just a little too long. Not unlike Can't Wait, it has just one chorus too many. Like, it could have ended here and I would have been happy.
In my vocation, I'd prove them wrong. If it what I had to do.
The last chorus does have a bit more variance than that of Can't Wait, but I still find myself skipping the end part sometimes. Here's the best part of the song.
You're supposed to give me all the answers, learn something true. Another 100,000 miles I flew, I'm just passing through, and it's all I ever do.
Song number 10, Chosen. The protagonist, now 01, if the story is making any sense being told in a non-linear manner, is lamenting on the gift that he's been given. Everything he wished and hoped and dreamed of in the first 2/3 of the album have been given to him, and because imposter syndrome is a filthy biscuit, he asks himself why. What makes him Starting off solemn and pushing that feeling of contemplation through the first chorus, Chosen sets the stage for what is essentially a mental breakdown. After that, the song throws you into something more sinister and desperate and keeps the mood rising until the end, where, as a goodbye, the protagonist accepts that this is now who he is. This song is truly the 5 stages of grief and an excellent closer. I have nothing bad to say about this song, nor any real critiques, as everything about it is consistent and intentional, without sounding or feeling repetitive or unnecessary. This song is a straight banger, as the kids say. This song ate and left no crumbs. Here's the best part, in my humble opinion.
You'll be my voice, I'll be your song. You'll take my choice. Lights out, eyes closed.
I don't have that much to say about this one. Ha! Just kidding. I think I'm so funny. Lazy is not actually that lazy of a song. Like, that one part where it repeats over and over is, but I'm a million billion% sure that that's the point. This one explores how depression or even general malaise weighs you down and keeps you from doing what feels like anything. Procrastination, imposter syndrome, having to live up to expectations you set for yourself, all relatable as hell over a very, very sick beat. This one has just enough variance to keep it from getting tiring. It goes in quite a few directions before slowing down, and every direction is well executed. The music video is incredibly on the nose, but in a way that's mostly hilarious. It's both exactly what you'd expect, while still making you chuckle with the next thing they throw at you. The vocoder vocals really shine here, striking a chord under every main melody in a way that's subtle, and it really complements Sam Haft's rockstar vibe. It doesn't do anything too crazy, but it works really well without you really thinking about it. The drop into the last chorus is so good. Best part, here it is.
It's been a long time since No Mercy, so I'm done. Go ahead and take it, it's yours. I'm losing the will, I had to move.
Longtime Friends is the 6th on the album following Sunburn. What was originally lost on me was the importance of this order. The relationship, or at least category of relationship that was portrayed in Sunburn, is shattered in this song. It tells you a story about cutting off friends or former loved ones who sucked more out of you than they ever gave. You don't need other people hating on you when you can hate yourself just fine, says Longtime Friends. The protagonist feels free from these relationships despite being alone, and that's really beautiful, to a point. Despite being untethered from the toxicity of our city, there's still the self-doubt and isolation that latches onto the protagonist, along with the lasting impression that any important relationship leaves you with, good or bad. It's realistic. Longtime Friends felt very middle of the road for me when I first heard it. I thought, it's good, but whatever. There are better songs. But the more I listen to it, the swagger it seems. It's angry, it's freeing, and melodically it really shines. Every tune in this song feels so specifically written by the Living Tombstone. There's something magical that they do in their melodies that make them not only super catchy, but make every line sound emotional. I don't have enough knowledge of music theory to know the technical name for what they're doing, but their tunes are swooping around in all the right places, and this song is one of the best examples of this. I think they implement simple scales in a certain way, but I may be wrong. Correct me if you know better. Here's my favorite part, which I feel is the best example of that swoopy scaling thing. Sunburn is one of 3 songs released as a single prior to the full album's release and is the 5th in the album. It tells a simple story of loving someone who not only doesn't love you, but loves someone bad for them. The protagonist is in love with the person who is in love with the guy who doesn't love them. This love is one-sided and is poisoning the person and causes them to change themselves to appease a standard that doesn't exist. They've convinced themselves that this is what they need, despite their love not being returned and their own feelings causing more harm than anything else. And our protagonist, who is in love with the subject, is in a nearly identical situation, acknowledging this and choosing to continue chasing their feelings, being a massive hypocrite in the process. They both lie to themselves and believe that what they're doing is correct. The fact that this comes right before Longtime Friends feels intentional, but even if not, it's excellent. Thematically, it sits well with a heartbreak and general dissatisfaction with life that is shown throughout the first half of the album, while standing out as something a bit more unique. The instrumentals are excellent as always, this time mixing rock with a different flavor of electronica that gives you the feeling that the song is older than it is. It's a slight shift in genre, but it's definitely welcomed and fantastically done. It's constructed like a pop song in its structure, and there's no weaknesses anywhere. Every section stands well on its own and complements the one before and after it. It sounds consistent with itself without ever feeling like it's dragging. It takes you to different places, but every place has walkable roads, kind people, and excellent restaurants that overlook scenic landmarks. And I can't not talk about the music video. While the music video, at least to me, doesn't feel super in line with the song, it's very well animated and fun. The story is an entertaining one, and the characters are incredibly endearing. Besides, it's not like the Living Tombstone would be the first band to have a music video that feels like it doesn't match the song. I mean, have you seen the music video for House of Gold by 21 Pilots? This song is flawless, truly and wholly. The pre-chorus is where the TLT melody crack really shines, and the way it drops into the instrumental chorus is phenomenal. We finally reached the top 3! What I Want is the Disney Princess I Want song of 01, fittingly being the first song off the album. I contemplated putting it higher, but that was truly my own bias speaking. I did not let the demons win, so unfortunately not one single song will be in the same place as it is in the album. But fair's fair. The ever-cloying longing to be able to call yourself an artist. We're introduced to the protagonist, who is caught. His life is going nowhere, and he has no clue what to do about it. Everything feels like too much, and it seems unfixable, so instead, he dreams of a better life that he knows he's not working to achieve. His own inactivity drives him into a deeper depression and further prevents him from reaching his goals. Refusing to rely on other people while taking it out on them both internally and externally pushes away any chance at help. It's a self-destructive cycle that the protagonist laments, but has no aim to change. This change does happen later with the introduction of 01, but we just started, so we're still in that everything sucks phase. I could play this song on repeat for hours without getting tired of it. It's actually playing on repeat as I'm writing this, and I keep jamming to the same parts. Each part does what it set out to do, and does it well. The rap verses chug us along the protagonist's journey and lead us to the chorus. This song is honestly just so catchy. It reminds me a lot of 01, the song, but feels like an improvement in everything 01 attempted, at least when it comes to the actual sound, not necessarily the story. 01 walked so What I Want could freaking gallop and sprint. It makes me want to... The vocoded chorus is great, and the guitar solo, it felt like it came out of nowhere, but it works so well and sounds so distinct from any other Living Tombstone song. If you played only the guitar solo and I didn't know the song, I would have never guessed it was them. But I mean this in a good way. Once more, the best part is when the chill part drops like a bucket of cold water onto the beat.
I wanna sing and make songs, I wanna dance all day long.
Animal comes directly after 01, the 8th in the album. 01 leaves off with the protagonist obtaining the power and fame that come with the mask or persona of 01, and Animal continues the story by describing the protagonist's experience with this new identity. It describes a split in consciousness between 01 and our protagonist, the host, as the two entities messily fuse together. He recognizes that he's losing his sense of self, and while this is a frightening experience, the focus shifts from fear and confusion to basking in this newfound power, and everything about the vocal performance and instrumental really backs it up. The thrill of the unfamiliarity is overwhelming and intense, as is portrayed by the repeating lyrics, fast-paced instrumentals, and energetic vocals. This song is moving, and it doesn't stop moving until the very end. The song is almost nothing but chorus, but it continues to build on itself, adding on layers to the emotion and upping the intensity with every subsequent repeat. It works incredibly well and slaps songs like Fly Home and Can't Wait in the face with how well it utilizes its repetition. From the latter half of the songs, which take on a more linear narrative compared to the first half, I feel like Animal is just the best written story-wise. They seriously did everything really right. Animal used to be my least favorite of the album, but the more you look into it, the more you see just how expertly crafted it is as a whole. The narrative and music feed off of each other so well in a way that no other song does exactly as good. Animal isn't the best song on the album, but it perfects what it set out to do, putting it incredibly close. Easily one of the best songs in the album and one of the Living Tombstone's best songs of all time. My favorite part is the entire drive to the end, but here's the best piece of it.
I do not feel like myself, I think I might be something else, and I don't think I can tell if I am dreaming. My mind is packed and leaving, I'm barely breathing. Did I always have the potential I'm revealing? I have become something.
Drunk is the second song on the album, but in my humble opinion, it's the best. Not a single thing is wrong with it, like quite a few others, and everything is so right with it. It's catchy, it's full of character, it's fun to listen to, and it gets its point across well. Not to mention the fact that the music video is animated so fittingly and is my favorite animated music video, and one of my favorite music videos of all time. It's a simple song about alcoholism, but the lyrics are clever and dance around in such an energetic way. The la la la's in the background feel like a throwback, and its consistent riff of sorts is reminiscent of my ordinary life. Yes, I know that one is sampled, but they caught whatever worked there, sample and otherwise, bottled it, and poured it all over Drunk like a bottle of cheap champagne. The rap verse is hands down the best part of the song, flowing majestically and gracing you with many alcoholic beverages. The drums feel like a twist on TLT's classic kick-snare pattern and really drive into the next section. The slower bass balances out the fast pace of the vocals and main riff, grounding everything without dragging it down. The chorus strips down the drums and the bass by dropping the bass and cutting down the drums to let the vocals breathe, making the return into it that much more impactful. Everything works, and it works perfectly. Drunk was the first 01 single released and easily the most memorable off the album. It has everything that makes The Living Tombstone, The Living Tombstone. Drunk is to The Living Tombstone as Kitchen Sink is to 21 Pilots. Drunk is The Living Tombstone. Thank you so much for watching. Again, all of this is only my opinion and is formed from listening to this album over and over again like a madman. The Living Tombstone is my favorite band, and this video is a love letter to 01 and their music as a whole. Feel free to tell me how your opinion differs in the comments, and I'm sure it does. And stay tuned for a similar video covering the reloaded versions of these songs.